Last week, we talked to robots and artificial intelligence with Singularity Ambassador Paul Epping here in Dubai. This week, we continue our conversation and discuss how we as parents can stay relevant in this interesting technological 21st century future and how we can make sure that we have adaptable, resilient children who can cope with this new reality.
What can I do as a parent to not be obsolete and sort of set up that positive framework for my child?
Yeah, maybe your children should teach you.
That is the point.
Reverse education, because they are the digital natives.
Yes.
So they are grown up, they are using the stuff daily. They know what's going on. They use it in a way that they think is important for them to survive in the future. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of skills are beyond that. To work with an iPad or whatever, in technological terms, is helping them to understand better how things are working.
Right.
That is the new way of education. Those children, those digital natives, they are multitasking. They understand how things are connected and how to use it. The question is, I think that a parent or parents should help children to think critically about what they are doing. We call that critical thinking.
Yes.
So don't take it for granted, or don't think that what you see and what you are using is right. Ask questions. Ask questions about what you are seeing, about conclusions that you see and based on information that you are gathering. So moms and dads and school teachers should really emphasize on the art of questioning for children.
Right.
Please encourage them to ask questions about what they are seeing, what they are doing with the stuff, how they are going about with each other as children, how are they communicating, etc., etc. For instance, if you have a game and you see a lot of people being killed, so go back, why is that? Why would you kill someone else? What is funny about it? And before they are going to internalize that as something, well, that's normal, don't be upset about it, it's just a game, but try to extrapolate that in the real world. Gamification of solving the grand challenges in the world. For instance, climate change. That is how you think in a positive way about our future. We can shape our future. Because up to 2025, it's not that far from now,
No, 5 years.
4 billion new minds will enter the internet. And they are not doing that in a speed that we are doing today in 3G, but in 5G. So gigabytes of information per second downloading and uploading, but they have access to the massive amount of data at a tremendous speed wherever you are in the world. Big examples in the history, for instance, Albert Einstein. The only thing that, not only, but most of the time, he was questioning.
Yes.
Asking questions. Big philosophers like Nietzsche, Schopenhauer, Wittgenstein, I love Wittgenstein as well. They are asking questions and consistently and try to figure out what are the answers. And that makes, I think, that is one of the future jobs is philosophy.
Really?
Is psychology. Is anthropology. If you combine those, because those kind of new jobs are not immediately content driven, but is way more open-minded and asking questions and see how we can figure out certain things.
Right.
So if we are going to, or if we want to coexist with the new artifacts coming to us, right? Philosophers are there to figure out what is that, how does that future look like?
Yeah.
So, and here are we getting answers or questions that we have to ask. Can we love robots? Do robots have rights? And if robots do have rights, what does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Do they get a salary? And do they have the right to strike? And do they have the obligation to pay taxes? Those questions is what we have to answer.
We keep dropping these words, adaptability, adaptability quotient, resilience, grit. Can you share top tips or skills where children can actually live up to these words?
My best suggestion probably is open-minded.
Right.
Yeah. So if you see things around you happening, that you not immediately judge it in a way of, that's not good, or I don't want to expose my children to that because,
Right.
instead you could say, hey, isn't that interesting? Let us investigate it together, you and your children, and see what kind of questions we can come up with. I think adaptability starts with that open-mindedness, and it starts with creativity. And creativity in trying to see connections,
Right.
how the things are really connected, and what the effects are of things. How people are going about with each other if they are watching TV. What are they doing? Do they have respect for each other or not? Are they trying to convince each other for certain things, you know? Because, and I'm mentioning that because the mindset of people inevitably is very narrow.
Right.
Yeah, you cannot know everything. And on the other hand, our thinking, our thinking processes, better to say, is completely biased, and we are not aware of our biases. I completely love one of the platforms that a good friend of mine developed, and that is the Academy.
The Academy.
Academy.org. So all those children who are going to the boring schools and doing stuff that they don't need to know, go to the Academy as a platform online and just walk around there and see what they are doing. And what they're focusing on is on what kind of skills do you need for the future.
Right.
Creativity, a critical thinking, about art. The art component is massively underestimated. If you want to survive in your job, in your life, you have to be creative, because creativity is one of the aspects of adaptability. So in art, people have a maximum space, if you will, for creativity, and come up in a creative mode to come up with new ideas. Ideas are a result of a creative process.